Hello, Internet fans, and welcome to a brand new Rotten Roger interview with the man, the myth, James motherfucking Balsamo. How's it going, man?
Hey everybody, James Balsamo here. You know, it's jaw-dropping that I'm on this show.
Ah, shit. Already starting with the puns. And actually, you know what this episode is called? It's called Pun on Pun with James Balsamo.
Oh boy.
Hey-o.
And Alf. This
And
is
Alf.
my dog Alf. He just woke up from a nap, so he wanted to say, hi everybody. Say hi, Alf. Oh yes, kisses.
Recently, I did a VCast, and some people were asking me about my acting credentials. So I brought you up, and I was kind of gushing about your career. Now, I kind of wanted to talk to you about how this whole thing got started, but you are an actor, a director, a writer, a fucking comedian. You have done so many things. I can't fathom how you got into all of this stuff. So I kind of wanted to ask you, how that even got started.
Sure. I mean, I've been acting since I was a kid, and I just kind of fell into it like a vat of molten lava. Just kind of, took over my body. And, at the end of Terminator 2 and the liquid Terminators turn into all those things, that's kind of how I live my life, Every day I just morph into something different, and I wear lots of different hats.
Yes, indeed you do. So what are you working on right now? I believe you're working on the Hanukkah film. Is that what's happening?
Hanukkah's wrapped. It's actually playing in Berlin right now at a Berlin Film Festival. So we'll know more about the distribution for that movie. And that's a film I produced with Evan McGarr. He directed it, and Chris Ott was the executive producer on that. And it's got Sid Haig and the late Dick Miller's in that. Charles Fletcher from Roger Rabbit and
Demon Knight, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Caroline Williams, it's her first nude scene in a film. It's her breast work.
Nice. I know she'd been posting all types of stuff on Instagram, getting real fit and very very nice.
Yeah.
So that's awesome, dude. How did you get involved with Hanukkah? Is that because you know Chris Ott from the convention circuit?
Yep, I know Chris Ott and Evan McGarr, and they were kind of making that movie, and they kind of brought me in to help wrap it up, and I did some DP work on it. So
nice.
Yep.
And the film that you yourself are working on right now is what's happening with you right now?
I'm actually in the middle of 4 feature films. But the one we'll talk about today is called It Wants Blood.
Yes.
It's got Eric Roberts in it and Ola Ray from the Thriller music video. It also has Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp, who's also in Hanukkah, and Troy Roman, who's the bully on Saved by the Bell.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, dude. So...
Me! How could I forget?
And you.
Yeah, I star in it, so...
Of course you star in it, because you are the man. You are the star power.
This is what sells movies. Right?
It does. The handsome James Balsamo. Formerly Toxic Avenger James Balsamo.
That's right. I played Toxie in like 6 DVD intros. Whenever you see hairy forearm Italian Toxie, it's me.
Oh, that's glorious. So I have a couple of questions about... We've talked during the convention circuits when we've crossed paths and stuff, but what are 3 films from when you were growing up that influenced you to want to make films? If you have a top 3.
Yeah, well, I've got hundreds, but the one that really sealed the deal was Friday the 13th Part 3. When the girl gets on that meat hook, that was it for me. I was like, I want to be the killer. When she's in the barn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he puts her on that hook in the barn.
With the pitchfork.
No, he hooks her on this thing when she's the girl with the bandana.
Oh, not Chili. Fox.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he sticks her in the neck.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
So you
would know better than me. So
that's the Jason thing, man. Yeah. But yeah, he sticks her with the pitchfork, and that's the 3D gag. The whole.
Doesn't he put her on a hook?
I don't believe so, but I may need to revisit.
Well,
Maybe I'm being schooled by James Balsamo here.
we might have to go to the videotape of this.
Instant replay.
Yeah.
All right, so Friday 3.
Yeah. It's all the threes for me. Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Welcome to Prime Time, bitch, where she gets in the TV and Lawrence Fishburne's like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, she just bounced off of this couch and committed suicide into this fucking TV.
Right, that's like 8 feet in the air.
Yeah, it's like the most illogical suicide ever. Like there was a trampoline in there.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. And Street Trash.
You know what's funny is I just, for the very first time, watched Street Trash last night. The very first time.
Last night?
Yes.
Wow. What are the odds?
I know. I had the house to myself. Family's out of town. And I thought, my wife is not a Trauma fan or anything that's, Hen and Lauder-esque.
Uh-huh.
So I threw that on, and that movie is crazy. Crazy.
Oh, yeah, it's a crazy. Well, the guy that wrote it, Roy Frumkes, is actually in my movie Bite School. He plays the teacher in that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, see, because you work so many conventions and you're from New Jersey originally? Is that where you're from?
New York. Yeah.
New York?
Queens, New York.
Ah, Queens. That's some old school hip hop shit for you right there.
Yeah, represent.
Were you ever a breakdancer? Did you do anything like that?
Breakdance, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
The next time we cross paths, I'm busting out the cardboard and you and I are going to town.
Done.
I will do all kinds of windmills on your ass.
All right, I'll do the robot. How about that?
Okay, so those 3 films. So now, since you said you grew up in New York, what was it like for you being a kid that was into horror? Were you looked at differently? Because I know I'm from a small town, so when you're a horror fan in a small town, you get kind of ostracized.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, I was the weirdo growing up, but luckily my parents loved horror movies and serial killers, and they actually took me to my first convention when I was 8. And
nice.
Yeah, so since then and after that we saw the premiere of Demon Knight at a Fangoria convention, and that kind of sealed the deal for me.
That's 90 would have been 95.
And Dick Miller was at that premiere when I was a little kid, the opening New York premiere. So me and Dick working together was full circle for me.
Did you get to tell him that story? And
I did get to tell him that story, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that, being in New York," not remembering me as a little kid in the audience.
Right.
But he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
See, that's I had sort of a similar thing that kind of sealed the deal for me when Freddy's Dead was coming out in 1990.
Uh-huh.
Robert Englund came to the closest city that we have, and it was like a car show, and he wasn't signing autographs, but he was just sitting up there, answering questions, and you could stand in line for 6 hours and go up and ask him a question. And I was like a 6-year-old kid. I drew this picture of him and took it to him, and he got in his briefcase and got out an 8x10 and signed it for me.
Wow.
And he's just this little guy, this sweet, unassuming guy, and it was right then and there. It was like I was obsessed with horror.
Yeah.
So it's pretty similar because you and I are around the same age.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Now, since you are the master of puns, for anyone who does not know your body of work, you've written 2 children's joke books. And I kind of wanted to ask you how that whole thing came about, because you are just rapid fire with the puns, sir.
Oh, thank you. Do you know where vampires keep their beer?
I do not.
In the Dracula.
You bastard.
That joke sucks. I'm kidding, it bites. Yeah, it's fantastic. It burns.
So since you wrote these joke books, and you started out doing stand-up comedy, or didn't start out, but you went into stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I did stand-up for a few years. So.
But
once I sat down, my career was over.
So how did writing the books come about? Were you just have all of this material in your brain and you just thought I had to get it
Yeah,
out, or?
you know what? I just kind of like pull it out of the ether, and one day, literally one day, I sat down and I wrote my first book, Total Punishment, in a day. And I mean, I had so many; it was 100 bad jokes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And your other book, that's not your pun book, your I Spill Your Guts book, that was not written by you, that's written by someone else?
Right, Nick Casella, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago.
Oh, man.
But yeah, he novelized the movie I Spill Your Guts, and it
Yeah,
was
it's
really
really
cool to have somebody else kind of take all my characters and like work them into a novel and kind of expand on that I Spill Your Guts universe.
Yeah, it's amazing, because I picked that up from you a few years back, and I love that novel, and I love that movie. Personally, I think that's like my favorite thing that you've ever done. I love it. So, yeah.
Cool.
So back to the ridiculous puns. I have a list. I have 4 words or things that I want to see if you can turn into puns.
Okay.
Just on the fly. I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay.
Because we do this every time we cross paths at the convention, so I figured to hell with it. Okay, so Frankenstein.
Sure, I could Frankenstein together a pun for you. It might take a few parts, though.
Okay, one down.
That's a shocking development, I know.
A hooker.
Hooker, why not use a net?
You bastard. Oh, shit. Okay, this is random. This is an actor's name.
Uh-huh.
Michael Gross.
That was a little disgusting to touch.
Oh, it's too easy for you. And now the last one.
Uh-huh.
Tortilla chips.
Okay, well, just like a good Mexican meal, I think that's a wrap. So, that's a burrito joke. You know, I bean well.
You fucker. Everybody that's involved with my channel and the circle of friends that I have, I always go back and I show them the video of you at the supermarket. That's sort of my introduction of you to, my friends. And, people say that puns are the lowest form of comedy, but those people are wrong,
Right.
We'll fist fight those people.
Wow.
It's amazing to just watch your wheels turn and just see how creative you can be on the fly. I love it, and I think it translates so well into your work, because it just seems like your sets have such an atmosphere of that you're just gonna pull these things out, and you're not afraid to just go crazy and do whatever it takes.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I think that movies now miss a lot of that. People are so hung up on it has to be exactly this way that they don't let actors, express themselves, or let actors kind of go off of the page a little bit. And I can see in your stuff with the lead guy. I'm gonna butcher his name. You use him a lot. The bald guy that
Frank.
There you go. Yeah, he just kind of steals the show every time he.
Yeah, he's the lead singer of Suffocation.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he steals the show, man. He's one of those guys that I feel like if you put the reins on him, that you wouldn't get this crazy person. And when you get the two of you together, it's nuts. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
I have only one more question. The most serious question that I'll ever ask you.
Sure.
What is your favorite nude scene in any horror movie?
Oh, my favorite nude scene. That's a hard question. There's so many great bodies of work. I mean, one that really stands out is probably Return of the Living Dead, where she starts Linnea Quigley starts taking off all her clothes in the cemetery.
Yes. And my wife will be delighted that you said that because Linnea Quigley is my one and only hall pass.
Nice.
So she does not appreciate my love for Linnea Quigley.
Yeah.
Or the trash costume that I bought her from horrormerch.com.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
different strokes, literally. So
Yeah. And Linnea Quigley's in my other new movie coming out next month, Cool Cell 2. So
nice.
Linnea's good to work with.
She worked with Todd Sheets here recently.
Uh-huh.
And she did the Bonehill Road.
I just went to the Clownado premiere last week.
How was Clownado?
Great. I love Todd.
Todd's the man, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. I did a trailer reaction for it, but there's only so much you can do when you are just seeing a minute of the film or whatever, but it looks like you're getting exactly what he's telling you're getting, like
clowns in a tornado.
And fucking buckets of blood, man. How can you go wrong,
Exactly. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I love Todd's movies.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but it's for the people we want to hang out with. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a different type of horror fan.
Oh yeah.
So before we wrap this up, you want to let the people who are watching know where to find you and how to follow you and all of that good stuff.
Sure. Thanks for listening, everybody. I've been James Balsamo sitting here, and Alf says goodbye. Want to say goodbye, Alf? Come here, Alf. Say goodbye. He doesn't want to say goodbye. Goodbyes make him upset. Well, anyway, follow me on Twitter at Acid Bath Product. Find me on Instagram at James Balsamo. What, you got something to say now? And go to acidbathproductions.com. Get your always awesome Acid Bath Productions t-shirts and whatnot. Toys,
awesome.
Books, sauces.
All the good stuff. So I really appreciate you sitting down and shooting the shit with me, and
thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Making me giggle, because that's you're the master of it.
He does want to say goodbye. He's a camera ham, just like his dad.
Hello. All right, sir. Well, I will be crossing paths with you hopefully soon. So, good luck on the new film and all of the good stuff, and keep in touch with me.
Okay, buddy. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, man. Later.
Bye.
Hey guys, are you looking to support your new favorite YouTube channel, 3B Production Co.? Then head on over to our Teespring store and check out the new items that we have. We've got hoodies, we've got posters, we've got coffee mugs, and our brand new design for our certified popcorn as fuck t-shirt. And let everyone know that we are buddies forever.